All right, today we're diving into something truly fascinating, the idea of a hidden architecture, a kind of code buried deep within the pages of the Quran. For centuries, people have been on a quest to uncover the different layers of meaning in this sacred text, and we're going to explore what they've found.
And that brings us to the big question, doesn't it? I mean, how could a text that was revealed bit by bit over a span of 23 years possibly have some kind of intricate, unified code? It's a pretty profound mystery, and it suggests a design that goes way beyond what you'd normally expect.
So let's journey into these hidden depths. For billions of people, the Quran is the literal word of God. But beyond the clear spiritual guidance on the surface, many have sensed that there's something more. A deeper, structural message embedded in the very fabric of its verses and chapters. And this isn't some New Age idea. This search has been going on for a long time. We can think of it as peeling back different layers to understand the whole thing. We're going to look at 3 of them today: the miracles in the stories, the harmony of the structure, and, the mathematics hidden in the numbers.
Okay, let's start with the most direct layer, the one that's right there on the page, the stories of miracles. These are incredible accounts of divine power, moments that just defy the normal laws of nature, and they're woven right into the narrative.
So here's a classic example. Picture this. The people of Israel are in the desert. They're thirsty, they're getting restless. Moses is told to strike a stone, and boom, out gushed 12 separate springs of water. Now, the amazing part isn't just the water from a rock. It's that there was one spring for each of the 12 tribes. It was a miracle of organized divine provision.
And that's just one story. The Quran is filled with these wonders. You've got Prophet Abraham calling out to 4 birds he had just slaughtered, and they literally reassemble themselves and fly back to him. Or the story of Prophet Jesus, who, according to the Quran, wasn't crucified, but was instead raised alive straight into the heavens. These stories really form that first, foundational layer of divine power.
So now let's peel back that first layer and go a little deeper. We're going to shift from looking at individual stories to looking at the structure of the entire book. Because some scholars argue the whole Quran is designed with this incredible interlocking harmony, almost like a divine piece of architecture.
And at the very heart of this idea is a concept called mathani. It's an Arabic word from the Quran itself, and it means something like oft-repeated or paired. The idea is that themes, phrases, and even whole stories are deliberately repeated and paired up throughout the text, creating this beautiful, intricate web of meaning.
And this right here is a perfect example of mathsani in action. The Quran's chapters, or surahs, fall into 2 main types. The Makkiyah surahs, revealed in Makkah, are all about building the foundations of faith. But the Madiniyah surahs, revealed later in Medina, are focused on laws and building a community. They were revealed at different times and are mixed together in the final book, but when you look at them together, it's a complete blueprint for both a person's faith and a society's structure.
This quote from one of our sources just nails it. It says we shouldn't see the Quran as just a collection of verses, but as a divine symphony. I love that. It's this idea that everything works together in perfect harmony, with themes flowing through it like blood in the body. Okay, this brings us to our third and honestly most mind-bending layer. This is the idea that underneath all the words and all the themes, there's a complex mathematical code, a numerical blueprint that some believe proves the Quran's divine origin.
Okay, now don't let the math on screen intimidate you. What this is basically showing is how deep some researchers have gone. They've done these incredibly complex calculations with chapter and verse numbers and found, well, amazing results. In this case, the answer they got is almost exactly 2 times Euler's number, which is a fundamental constant in math, right up there with pi. The chances of that being a coincidence are, they argue, incredibly small.
Now, at the heart of many of these numerical theories, one number keeps popping up over and over again: 19. Proponents of this idea believe the number 19 is like a foundational key, a kind of secret signature woven into the very fabric of the text.
So why 19? Well, the evidence they point to is a lot. For starters, the Quran has 114 chapters. That's exactly 6 times 19. There's a verse that literally says the text is guarded by 19. Then you have things like chapter 87 having exactly 19 verses, and it goes on, with 19 appearing in all these complex calculations, like a recurring digital fingerprint. And the rabbit hole goes even deeper, into patterns of even and odd numbers. I mean, look at this. Researchers found this stunning symmetry. The number of odd-numbered chapters that have an odd number of verses is 27, and the number of even-numbered chapters with an odd number of verses is also 27. You see the same perfect balance for chapters with an even number of verses. For this to happen by chance across 114 chapters, you have to admit, it seems pretty unlikely.
And hey, it's not just about the number 19. There's a whole other school of thought that connects the Quran to something called vortex-based mathematics. This theory is all about the special properties of the numbers 3, 6, and 9. In this view, these numbers, which represent big ideas like beginning, rhythm, and perfection, are woven into the Quran's design, acting as a kind of cosmic fingerprint.
So, wow. We've got these three incredible layers: miraculous stories, a perfect literary harmony, and this ridiculously complex mathematical structure. So, what do we make of all this? How does it all fit together?
Well, I think the most important thing to remember is that these layers don't have to be at war with each other. They're not mutually exclusive. Really, you can see them as just different lenses, different ways for different people to appreciate the depth of a sacred text and connect with it. Some people feel the power in the stories, others see beauty in the literary harmony, and some are just blown away by the math.
Because at the end of the day, this whole search is about something way bigger than just finding patterns in a book. It taps into a really deep human impulse, you know? This search for a code, whether it's in stories, words, or numbers, it's all part of our bigger quest to find order in what feels like a chaotic world, to see a design, and to feel a connection to something much, much greater than ourselves.
And that really leaves us with one last question to chew on. Are these patterns an objective, verifiable code that's actually embedded in the text, or are they a reflection of our own incredible ability to find meaning, an ability that's maybe amplified by faith? Where does the code truly lie? In the text itself, or in the heart of the person looking for it?